I think it's his next door neighbours, said, "You're going to an African wedding. If they tell you you can sit down, you can't." And my dad's thinking,
Because
"Oh,
you'll
is
be
this gonna
charged.
is this gonna be like a bride price?" My dad was like, and apparently, like my dad had never seen a picture of your dad, so he didn't know who he was. And you sat there with your Sakuru,
Mm,
and they sat there, and my dad said he didn't know is which one's V's
mm,
dad, and he went, and then your dad started speaking. That's her dad. I can tell now,
mm.
And he said, "Oh, please sit down." My dad was like, "No, no, no, I am not sitting down. No." Like, because
So
my
my
dad,
dad genuinely
I
meant it
know he
as well.
did.
Like you can sit on the sofa, you can just relax. You don't have to, what was he kneeling or
No, my dad was standing. Apparently,
just
I
standing
wasn't in
there?
the room, but like, it was because my dad thought this is someone had told him this is going to
But
mess up the process,
yeah, like if you
and my dad
sit
was like,
down, you'll be charged.
"I don't think so." Or you're going to delay the process,
No, no, it's like you'll be
No,
charged.
he thought you'd delay the process and it'd be a real problem as well.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
he's like, like I don't know who told him that. I think it was his neighbour or his neighbour's daughter or granddaughter or something like that. So, like, yeah, and he was already like worried about it. And then the next thing is we've agreed a price and we've come in and yeah, the rest is history. But like, yeah, it was wonderful. It was wonderful to meet your dad in person for the first time.
Mm.
Everyone, there was more people in the house than I was expecting actually.
There's a lot of
I was like,
people.
there's
Yeah.
quite a lot of people here. But my dad says something. My dad didn't realise he'd have to go in the house first, and I didn't
Mm.
know that.
Mm.
But when they particularly said, "Oh, your dad said, oh, sit down," he sort of panicked. Oh no, I don't think he
Mm.
panicked, but
I didn't know
like,
what to do really.
um,
So.
but we were sort of told it wouldn't be like that strict or anything
Mm.
like that because I mean your dad was on the phone to our representative before saying, "Oh, you've come to marry off another one of my daughters" or something like that.
Mm.
Right, we were laughing about it.
Yeah.
But
And
apparently, just one thing, my dad said. Apparently, when you come, he said, "We've come for." It's a traditional thing to say, isn't it? We've come for a wife or something
mm.
like that. And they say, "Which one do you want?" And they've all the bridesmaids. And now, obviously, you've got the bridesmaid dress on. They've all got bridesmaid.
Mm.
My dad went, "I think that one." And
He didn't recognize me or
no,
something.
no, and like I think people struggled a little bit. No, he did. He said he knew it was you. He's like, I think that
Oh, the
he wasn't.
process was
Yeah,
confusing. He's like, he's not sure
he
whether to
wasn't expecting.
be direct or
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. The other thing is my dad. I don't think people quite got my dad's accent to say the least as well.
Yeah, very thick accent.
But,
Like I
we're from
struggle to understand him.
no, you don't. But
So
like in the West Midlands, like we have an accent. That's where I'm from. I'm very proud of that. Don't get me wrong. But like some people like can't understand it, and it was quite funny while he was speaking.
yeah. So do you want to explain the difference about the British culture where you pay off everything in
Oh
full? Do you want to
yeah.
explain
So
that?
yeah, I'd forgotten about that. Sorry. Um, so my brother-in-law rings me a couple of months before the wedding, and he says, "Yeah, so you're meant to pay a price," and he said, "However much they ask you for, say no, and then make it less."
Hmm.
So you have to negotiate a bit. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I know how to negotiate. That's fine. And he said, yeah, but don't pay it all. Oh, right. And he said, it's not about coming. This is where I was understand. Do a lot of research. It's not about coming in. You're not buying a person.
Mm.
You're not buying someone's culture. You're showing appreciation without being brash.
Hmm.
And I said to a British person that a deal's a deal, man. Do I?
Mm.
So he said, if
You're
it's
not
like,
buying someone. You're not paying
say it's
enough.
$10. So I don't know, it's $10 or even $100, whatever it is, and you pay something like 90 and you pay the rest, and you have to get like a gift later on for your mum and dad, like a
Mm.
coat or something.
Mm.
Don't give it all at once. You pay it
Mm.
off as time goes.
Yeah.
And I was given numerous examples of where Sean and men haven't paid off for like 30 years on or
Mm.
something like that. And
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, oh man, to a British person, a deal's a deal, man. You don't welch on a deal.
Mm.
So I'm like, he's telling me not to pay it. And I went,
Right, are you
are you
sure?
sure about
Are
this,
you
mate?
sure they'll be okay with
But
this?
it was, he said, how much they ask you for, say no
Mm.
and say less. And it wasn't like, in no ways like by, was was I raked over the coals to get a lot of money. It really was not about that. It really was a
Mm.
wonderful process to be part of.
I think part of the educating process,
Mhm.
would you say? We also watched a YouTube video. Do you remember
That,
a movie? Actually, we watched a
Fanny
movie,
Furi's Lobola.
Funny Furi's
That was
Lobola,
it. Funny,
that
yeah,
really like educated
it did.
you a bit,
I mean, they're South
and
African, aren't they? But
they are, but
yeah,
it's almost a bit
yeah, it's
similar.
similar.
So
Film
that
actually,
was really good, and so we definitely recommend if you got any cultural differences, watch movies and yeah, watch them together so
yeah.
that your partner can understand a bit. So that was the traditional wedding.
Mm.
Then after the traditional wedding, we went for a honeymoon, traditional honeymoon, which
A
was
couple of days afterwards, didn't we?
yeah.
We had another day at your hometown, and
Mm.
we hung around on them.
We went for our traditional honeymoon. We went with your dad. He
Yeah,
came along.
my dad. Yeah,
Yeah,
he loved it, didn't he? Though he really
yeah.
loved it. He still talks
So
about it now.
yeah, we won't talk about it much. We'll
Mm.
talk about it in the next video. Just talking about the traditional honeymoon and why we chose to have this third wedding, which was an intimate destination wedding.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So we're talking about why we chose to have a small wedding. But anyways, the third wedding we had it in Cape Town, South Africa, and we had about 20 people there, close family and
Mm-hmm.
friends,
Yep.
and we just wanted something small. Um, we planned the whole thing. We planned the entire wedding ourselves.
It was an experience, I think,
Hmm.
planning a wedding via email in another
By
country
email
and
and
making.
choosing venues. Actually, my cousin went to view it and she video called us
Yeah,
so
that
we
was
could
nice of
see it
Ian.
because sometimes when you see the pictures on the internet, it's not the
Mm.
same. So she did that. She also arranged the DJ and the cake for us. That was very
Yeah, it was cool.
helpful.
Yeah.
And so that was that. And but it was a stress-free
It, it,
planning.
it was. It was. Apart from, like, I remember dealing with international payments via banking and the charges deal, and that was quite annoying. But I do remember when our first venue, we had, because we were it's an intimate wedding, we had a
Mm,
smaller room. They just said, "Oh, you can't book that." I don't know if it was a mix-up with them or miscommunication. I don't know. Lean towards you. I don't know.
so
But
I
we
think it
that
was
was
like a miscommunication.
when we decided for a second.
Yes, they
So you
cancelled
say it's
the
not
venue.
stressful, but like 8 to 10 weeks out, we had no venue.
Mm,
So I think for a week there, I was like, oh, but it all just fell into place, and it was actually much better than you could ever, you know.
mm. I think why they cancelled on us is because we just wanted a dinner. We
Mm,
wanted something so simple,
mm.
just a celebration,
Yeah, yeah.
dinner with family. And then when we ended up saying, oh, it's going to be after a wedding, so we just want like a dinner afterward. The fact that you said wedding, oh no, you can't do that.
You can't wear
Or
your
you
wedding
have to
dress.
pay.
Yeah.
You can't wear your wedding dress or whatever. So it was just complicated. And then we ended up going for the second venue, which was uh quite nice, quite different. It was like a tree house, but you
Mm,
could see um the beach,
mm.
and which is what we
It was
wanted.
more a
And
treehouse. It was like we were on this upstairs like platform where you could see the beach, and you had thatch roof, and
mm,
it was sort of like a tree house, but like it was posh. You know what I mean? It wasn't a tree house like a child would play
no,
in.
no,
No,
no, not like
it
that.
was a proper big venue that was done out very very nicely. But yes, it was a tree house. It was very
Mm.
nice.
So we just had 20 people. We people who came from Australia, Namibia, Botswana, like different countries,
Seven
but
countries, weren't they? Yeah.
7 countries. But it was very intimate,
Mm.
and that's how we wanted it,
Yep. Yep.
really.
Definitely. Yep.
So our bridesmaids and groomsmen were our family members,
Yep.
and even the when I was trying to get a photographer, a makeup artist, just a quick Instagram research, and it wasn't quite difficult. And then the wedding dress shopping, I actually went with Mitch's mom and Mitch's sister, which was really lovely, but at the same time was like mixed feelings, and because obviously I wasn't with my family. One thing I would say with a small wedding, I never ever wanted a big wedding, and but I always wanted my family to be there when I was
Mm.
dress shopping, wedding dress shopping. But unfortunately, they were not able to come or be there for that, but I'm so glad that your family was there to help me as well during that time. So it wasn't bad at all. Yeah, it was a good experience, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So that's how we ended up having 3 weddings. Funny story, actually. From the Airbnb to church, I took an Uber.
Did you?
Yeah.
What, your Airbnb that you were staying with
Yeah.
your siblings?
So from my
Oh, right, yeah.
Airbnb to the church, I actually hired an
I
Uber.
didn't know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
we took an Uber because I really didn't want to stress hiring a car or whatever. We just took an Uber to church from where we were getting dressed just to keep it simple. I didn't want any stress. So everything, we arranged it, from the transport to the venue to everything. We did ourselves. We it was good, and our family were on board. The invitations as well, we did them ourselves, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, and the programs, and yeah, it was quite good, guys. So that's how we ended up having the proposal and the 3 weddings. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.